Welcome to the channel. Today we will create macronutrients.
Alright people, so for everyone who wants to find out how to solve for their macros or how to create a diet plan of their own, something a little more custom, a little more personal, something that you have more knowledge on, not just a standard diet that you pick up from the internet, this is how you do it. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is, of course, you're going to want to weigh yourself early that morning. Before you eat or drink anything solid or liquid. For example, today I weighed in at 191 pounds. So that's my current weight on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. So to find your macros, I have a formula here that I use every prep time. And so basically it goes like this. So you're going to want to multiply your body weight times a certain activity level, and that's basically it's basically on a scale being 14 to 16, 14 being less active, 16 being more active throughout the day. So now, according to my everyday routine, I'm not very active, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick somewhere down the middle and multiply 191 times 15, which gives me a total of 2,865 calories. So basically what that says is if I continue to eat 2,865 calories every day, I will remain at 191 pounds. But of course we want to drop down, so that's not what we're going to do. So we're going to create a deficit here. Now you can pick a number that you're more comfortable with, whether it's a little more aggressive or something a little, less drastic. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to take away some calories from that to put you in a deficit, in a fat burning state. The number I like to go with every time is 500 because I feel like it's a golden number. It's not too much and it's not too little. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take away 500, which is going to give me 2,365 calories. So that is my calorie mark. That will be my new goal as far as calories go every day. And I'm going to write that down off to the side because we're going to need that later. So that's how many calories I'm going to be eating throughout the day to progressively lose weight throughout the weeks. It's going to be gradually, of course, but nonetheless, you're in a deficit. So now we got to do is we got to find our macronutrients to see what these calories are going to consist of. So to find your protein, it's pretty simple. You're going to multiply your body weight times, it is either 0.75 or 1.25. And now this is a scale that you're going to want to take into account. So 0.75, and then you've got somewhere down the middle, which is 1 gram, and you've also got the 1.25. So basically, you're going to need to categorize yourself depending on your physique level or your activity level, I guess you could say. Because typically, somebody on this range is somebody with a higher body fat percentage, somebody who's typically unhealthy, doesn't work out a lot. You don't need that much protein in your diet right off the bat, versus somebody who is not necessarily new to training, has been training consistently for a while. They've bumped up their protein intake, so they do the 1 gram per pound of body weight, or a little higher in protein for somebody who is significantly lean already. This type of person trains very often throughout the week. So they're going to need more protein to keep that muscle mass. So now, like I said, you're going to have to categorize yourself. You're going to have to find which category you fit in best. But me, I'm going to go ahead with the 0.75 because I feel like I've put on a couple pounds throughout the year. So let's go ahead and do that. So 191 times 0.75 is going to get me 143. So I'm just going to say roughly about 144. So the amount of protein I intake throughout the day is going to be 144 grams every day. So we found the protein. Now we're going to move on to our fat. It's basically the same thing, same formula. So to find your fat, you're going to multiply your body weight times, let's pull out that scale again. Again, you're going to have to categorize yourself, see which one you fall into. So it's either 0.3, 0.35, or 0.4. So multiplying your body weight times 0.3, that's basically somebody who prefers to have more carbs throughout their day. A carboholic type of person, you're going to want to go with a 0.3 versus somebody who is slapped right in the middle, doesn't care if they have either more fattier foods or more carbs in their diet. Or a 0.4, somebody who prefers to have their nuts, their butters, avocados, things like that, their fattier foods. Somebody who prefers fattier foods would probably lean more to this side. So again, I'm going to go with a 0.3 because I'm definitely a carboholic. So that's going to give me 58. So 58 grams of fat. 58 grams of fat per day. And roughly that's pretty average. Normally for a grown man, normally you consume about 60 grams of fat per day. I mean, you can change it, depending on your body type and whatnot, but roughly that's a good place to sit at. So now we're going to go to the slightly more confusing part, is finding your carb intake. So given that we've got 2,365 calories to work with, we've already taken some of those calories into account using our proteins and our fat. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add these together. Plus 58, jumping ahead here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the protein and the fat separately. So we're going to take those, separate them out. So your protein, you're going to multiply that times 4 because for every gram of protein, you have 4 calories. And same thing with the fat. For every 1 gram of fat, you have 9 calories. So 144 times 4 is going to give us 580. And 58 times 9 is going to give us 522. So that's how many calories we've taken in already. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add them together, and it's going to give us a total of 1,102. So 1,102. So that's everything that we've used up already. So we have a total of 2,365 calories to play with. We've already used 1,102 of them using our protein and our fat. So when you subtract those, you get 1,263 calories left. And what you're going to do here is you're going to divide that number by 4, because for every 1 gram of carb, you have 4 calories as well. So when you do that, you get the magic number of 315. So therefore, I will be eating 315 grams of carbs per day. 58 grams of fat, 144 grams of protein, equaling out to a grand total of 2,365 calories to start off this prep. Now, understand that these numbers aren't set in stone. These numbers are it's more of a guide to show you what it is to strive for, how many calories and what exactly to eat. Nothing is perfect. You don't have to be perfect with it. Of course, you can fit other things into your diet. That's kind of what macros are for, or flexible dieting, that is, anyway, if you're using MyFitnessPal. But I would caution you from doing so, because you don't want to take away from the benefits of real food and just adding all kinds of random crap to your diet. I would say stick to whole foods, keep it organic, keep it clean, and you'll be all right. And as the weeks go by, of course, you're going to want to manipulate these two numbers. Normally, your fats are going to stay the same as you get leaner. As you get leaner, of course, you're going to cut your carbs down every week by 5 or 10 grams if you don't see any differences. If you've gone 2 weeks already eating the same thing, staying on track, and you don't notice a difference, you might want to cut down on your carbs a little bit first. Pull from your carbs 5 to 10 grams every 2 weeks. And as you get leaner throughout prep, you're going to want to increase your protein as well. You're basically substituting them out to keep going further. But other than that, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you find your macros. I've had a great deal of success dieting as a macro dieter. Of course, I'm trying new things every year, but right here has been my golden ticket. I've lost a lot of weight. I've definitely had some good things. I definitely have some good things to say about macro dieting. Of course, it's not the only diet out there. This is more for you in case you don't have access to trainers or any online information. If you want to just cut and dry, that's how I find my macros. That's how you can find your macros too to make progress. But other than that, that's it. And I'm going to show you some transformation photos too, just so you kind of have something to go off of. If you stick to a diet like this, like I said, it does work, and it does work for me. And of course, I'm always trying something new. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.
I am evil genius. I took my creation and transformed to this. In only 3 months. Listen to Dr. Swole, and you can too.